Hey guys, real quick before we start the video, this video is part of a 4-part series of my first run through the regular Pandaemonium raids in Final Fantasy XIV. This is my first time doing the raids, or raiding in Final Fantasy in general really. So starting this Wednesday, January 12th, I'll be streaming the Savage raids of these from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. EST with some of the people that are in this video. We're doing literally everything blind besides what is shown in normal. And being ex-WoW Mythic Raiders ourselves, this is all of our first times raiding Savage Final Fantasy besides one person. So I'm really excited and it should be really fun. I hope that you enjoy the video series and my first playthrough of the raids and the first view of the cutscenes. If you do, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and head over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ppbumbumman, to see more of the Savage Raid and other Final Fantasy XIV and other gaming content. Thank you, and out of the video.
I'm gonna watch them with you.
Let's go.
He's gonna tap out after 5 seconds.
I wouldn't.
I didn't realize that the crafted gear.
Go in full mute for all the cutscenes. Okay, we're literally just popping right off into it. Okay. Freddy's a no stage answer question. Perhaps you can bring him to. Okay, we're just going right for fights, huh? All right. Oh, look at me go. Alright, Dan, I thought there'd be like trash or something. Is it just like fight after fight?
No, it's just warlocks.
Just fight.
Oh, okay.
No trash.
There's no trash in Final Fantasy raids except Alliance raids.
Not anymore.
Got him. The trash in the cutscenes.
There's no trash, just me.
Whoa.
Oh, we got 9 seconds to pull. Okay, good. Thank God Teddy doesn't do raid checks.
Ready check?
My kind of tank.
Every time there's a ready check in a fucking raid, Robbie's like, just throws a fucking, you just see a chakram fly through the air.
What I said.
I'm not gonna lie, the fucking music is so loud that I cannot hear you guys say anything. Like, holy shit.
Alright, can I face the boss north, please? Taking position was really hard.
That's fine.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm standing still. Have fun.
There might be something to this. I don't know. We'll see.
Probably.
Help me, friends.
Might be like a soak or something. Oh, if you like look at the name of the abilities and it's like exactly the same on Savage, it'll just do the exact same thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Heavy Hand's probably a tank buster in Savage. I'm interested to see how they're going to do this mechanic in Savage.
Yeah.
Oh. Should I be standing over here, I guess?
What can you see?
I'm just standing with all the people that are my color.
Yeah, that works. Just look at your color and then the opposite one explodes. That's what I'm going to do.
Gotcha, okay.
What colors do you have difficulty with?
Blue, purple, green, red, or a lot of them. A lot of them.
Oh no.
I wonder if he's gonna be able to see the number markers. I mean, they have numbers, so I guess it's fine actually. But they're like they're really weird colors.
I guess we'll find out, right?
Yep.
One of the raids.
Uh-huh.
you see the floor right now?
It's
The
different.
ones on the floor?
Yeah, I don't know which one to stand on.
Hello.
Okay.
Just look the boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the most part, the torture, the actual volume moves are figured out, or just stuff on the boss.
Yeah.
Animations.
While the game is watching what the boss is doing. I love how it's targeted him every time with that.
Yeah.
Ah! Let me focus on my DPS rotation. Not that good. Yeah.
I don't think if there's anything in this boss. But sometimes you look at the enemy list for different things.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna be
Maybe the bird boss, but
I could see this being not always bottom top.
yeah.
I thought it was me for a second again. I'm gonna have to fix the fucking sound difference between my Discord and the fights. I couldn't hear them at all. Alright, there we go. Oh, no cutscene. Oh, I thought there'd be a cutscene.
This one you leave.
Yeah, they're in between.
Okay. What is all this shit that dropped?
He turned
You
in
know,
for
whatever.
gear. Yeah, you turn it in for gear, but your crafted gear is better than normal.
So I just pass it all of it?
Same
Just
as
need it
normal.
for other specs or other classes.
Is that what everybody does? Just need it?
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, when you don't have any of it, it doesn't matter. You can only get one piece per boss per week. So as soon as you win something, even if you roll highest on another, it auto passes you.
Got you. Okay. Oh, Pog, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
First raid, no deaths. Good job.
Yeah. I was memeing, man.
Perfect.
I did the thing where Mark's like, all you gotta do is, follow what the boss does and you'll be fine. So I said, okay, follow where Mark goes and I'll stand there. And it worked out really
Oh, the
well.
boss? Damn.
As long as you don't make a mistake, I don't make a mistake.
Get ready.
We'll see. So when they had the thing that targeted me, I'm just gonna sack on you with it.
Oh shit.
Alright, cutscene me, brother. So vaunted the warrior and I spun from your ether, fought even more splendidly than I anticipated, and suppose they were cut from excellent cloth after all. We should wait until the man regains his senses. He wears robes as a warder. I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. I love that gear, by the way. Rhea, he stirs. Monka? What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind is filled with storm and desperation, anger, and I leapt to you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. I am Eric Thanosius. A warder at Pandaemonium's highest layer, a place we're in now. One must wonder why you're so desperate to keep us out. What is happening inside Pandaemonium? The creations interred with Asphodelos have been set free and to stalk its halls with no end but violence. Uh-oh. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each layer of Pandaemonium is under the charge of a keyword who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master Lahabre is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Tries me might to hold the line. The chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly recognize what has become of my separated colleagues. Hard to realize that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury, then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics after the mind. Perhaps the self-same ones that you saw, that saw you separated from the other warders? Whatever had taken control of me, thank you for releasing me from his clutches. That you have come here to the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell. Alright, interesting. Horrors among horrors. The Pandaemonium's protectors are indeed being dismantled from within. Protection, sorry. But the same individual, or individuals, that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little. However, if we cannot ascertain their identity. He knows something. He's thinking. Famous, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the convocation. Where they'd receive word of what's transpired here, what measures would they take? Delos, they would consider this place a lost cause. Pandaemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps would be wiped from existence entirely. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what values research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others, and I will not leave them behind. Well, more like me, but it's okay. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. Yet I do, and so I must do the same. Demas, I know what the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please, say not a word of this at the convocation until I've given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of my resolve alone cannot win the face of an overwhelming odds. Wow. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back ere we made an exhaustive survey. So for the time being, there's slightly more than resolve to rely upon. I knew he'd be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend. Which goes some way towards encouraging me that with this matter, it will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. Oof, tripped over the words there. So, you agree to help? Oh yeah, brother. For the moment, our goals align. The protective magics of Pandaemonium yet hold, and so for the moment, it is in our favor. Let us proceed on upon the course you and Ray have set upon us. Demas and Rhea, yes, thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. We should be glad to have someone familiar with Pandaemonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2. Now let's turn our attention to the rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates. In any case, any followed you out. Perhaps to approach the gate in case any have followed you out. That's what that said. Let's go. Oh, well, the cutscenes really are long between each wing. Damn. Not a sound could be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally, although they may seem dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor, our untold hours of study go to waste. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had a cause to report this incident to him. That zoom in. Smile? I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. Damn, Hund. So you met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandaemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was previous head of this facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor is in the position of chief key ward. Her name was Athena, another Greek name. She was a researcher for the words, to which she who appointed me in this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a chief key ward before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words, then. You wish to also preserve the work of your mentor. You have the right of it. I'm lacking the ideas of how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder and cannot wield intermittent magics. But of course I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Interment is a much more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. but both are used to keep subjects docile. Only the keyword of each tier is permitted to use intermittent. Even if I were allowed, I like the aptitude to use a spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. La Habre himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, intermittent freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed, while the illusionary brings us you summoned in our fight suggests as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of internment, and I've been lecturing like you like a child this whole time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I do not have the precise understanding of how invocation interacts with the natural laws that would be needed to cast said spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well-versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyword without instructions. That being said, if I were to learn more about intermittent and its inner workings, perhaps... Internment. Do I keep saying intermittent? Internment. Oof. Internment, not intermittent. Leave the fighting to me, you two can figure out the rest. Hell yeah. True, so true. I dare say we can just do that. You implied that what prevented you from performing internment was the lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I never heard of such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, our course assuming that you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly, even the smallest misstep, and we would have to start over. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spell cast so many times that their motions have been burned in my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterward. Once we do, we can test our methods on one of the escaped creatures, though suppose there's a matter of finding one. It would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I'd prefer to engage a single creature that Rhea could dispatch of on her own if the spell were to go awry. True, so true. I agree, and I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing this hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water. I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Water fight? Then it shall be our first target, or perhaps subject is a better term. Before we commence with our intermittent magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. Hell yeah. As dependable as ever, once you have given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the keywords magic. Until then, my illusion shall fight by our side. The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Will do. Alright, the next one's up. So I think I'll probably cut it here. Okay, yeah. I'll cut it here, and then the next video will be the next wing of the raid. Let's go. Thank you guys for watching, and I will be right back in the next video.